guys, I'm Kira Gray.
And I'm Gary Gray.
And you are tuned in to the No Gray Area Podcast, where lines are rarely blurred,
voices are always heard,
and love is an action word. On today's show, guys, we will allow you to be guests in our marriage.
Now, like I said, guests. Not permanent residents, not overdue vacations, just guests.
Just guests.
All right. Leave it like that.
All right, so how did Gary and I meet? Gary and I actually met in tech school, which is technical training for the military. When I joined in 2004, I joined the Air Force, and Gary actually joined the Navy.
Right.
Gary used to sing the cadence for the Navy, and
So cadence is like, okay, well, normal, like you see on TV, military, hut 1, 2, 3, 4, things of that nature. Sorry. But for me, myself, I couldn't go out like that. So I made sure I had some soul, some rhythm to it. So when we pass anybody, they know we were coming.
Okay, so can you sing it for us?
I cannot, because I do not remember the cadence. I tried to think about it, but nothing came to mind. Sorry. But it was good, though.
It was good. So he actually sang the cadence very well. So I actually, when I heard the cadence, I said, hey, I really need to get to know who that guy is. Although when I got to know him, he didn't really like me that well. So.
Okay, so define not like. What do you mean not like?
So when I met him, okay, full disclosure, when I was in tech school, I was still dating a guy back home, my high school sweetheart guy, right? But I was so attracted to his voice that I just wanted to get to know him. Not on no serious, hooking up type thing. I just wanted to see who's the guy that's singing the cadence every morning when we're going to class.
I don't believe that. Now, when a girl said I just want to get to know him because of his voice, she want to see what he looks like. Is he fine? Is he tall, dark, handsome? Things of that nature. So don't give me that bull talking. I just want to get to know his voice. No.
I just wanted to get to know his voice.
Does his voice match his looks?
Whatever. I just wanted to get to know his voice.
And it matches.
Whatever.
So that's what that was.
Yeah. So anyway, we met in tech school. We hung out a couple of times while we were in tech school. I don't know what you guys called your training.
It was just training.
Just training?
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, ours was technical school for the Air Force. But nonetheless, we met each other, and we only hung out a couple of times. And like I said, he didn't really like me, so he never really gave me too much attention. But,
it wasn't about liking, like I'm saying. It wasn't about liking. I had a lot of attention.
He had a lot of girls.
I had a lot of attention on me.
Yes,
so
he did in tech school.
It was just... she wasn't coming at me that way, so I was like, all right, well, she cool, you know what I'm saying? But she wasn't like, yo, I'm trying to see what's up. She was like, hey, hi. I'm like, oh, okay, hey, hi. You know what I mean? So, keep it moving. You cool?
Basically, he's trying to say I was lame. Whatever, right? So, anyway, the most that I think interaction we had in tech school was, I don't know if you guys remember the Bunny Hop song.
At the V.
At the V. So, those that are listening that might know the V, the Vandenberg at Keesler.
That's what it's called? The Vandenberg?
Yes, the Vandenberg.
Wow.
So, you guys know what we're talking about. Anyway, so moving on. It wasn't love at first sight, obviously, because I told you guys he didn't really like me like that. It was just more of a, oh, she's kind of cute. Moving on, right?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. So, as far as pursuing, little history here. So we met in tech school. But we went on about our own lives and had full lives. I was married for 5 years. After I joined the military, had a beautiful daughter, my oldest, Damaris. Ended up getting divorced because it didn't work out. Shush your face. It didn't work out. So Gary and I actually reconnected via social might have been MySpace or...
Who found who? I found you, you found me.
So the first time... when we were on MySpace.
Right.
Actually, I think it might have been like Black Planet or something.
I was about to say Black Planet. Yo, Black Planet was lit.
I think it was probably Black Planet. But anyway, apparently Gary actually has this story that I sent him nudes.
Yo, she keep denying it to
I don't
today,
remember this.
Shorty was wild.
So I don't remember ever doing that. But nonetheless, we kept in touch via social media. And
After
yeah.
that, heck yeah, I'm gonna keep in touch every time we move.
Whatever. So nonetheless, we kept in touch, and I believe it was Facebook, the most recent time that we connected. We connected via Facebook, and I just reached out, kind of see what was going on. I think a lot of times when we reached out to each other, he was either in a relationship or I was going through something, so it was kind of bad timing, right? But we managed to reconnect again, and actually,
some friendship.
on some friendship, like, hey, let's just talk and whatever. And so our friendship kind of blossomed. I was actually in Korea at the time.
Right.
And our friendship kind of just blossomed into, my mid-tour. And I actually went to Florida to visit him. And that's kind of how everything started.
Now, if somebody coming to the crib, well, I always say to the crib, if she's in Korea and she flying out, like, to the States to see somebody, 9 times out of 10, well, whatever. Yeah.
And oh, by the way, I flew myself out.
Oh, yeah,
okay?
From Korea?
I flew myself out. So let's get that all the way straight right now. So, So our first date was actually at the iPic movie theater, kind of like a dinner and movie thing where you can kind of order food and have a movie at the same time. Right. It was my first time ever experiencing that, going to a movie theater that served food right at the movie theater. Although it's a pretty popular thing now, at that time, which was 2014?
Yeah, like that time, if you was doing that, like you was on something.
Right, it was really nice. Yeah. So yeah, it was like 2014, and we actually had our first date, and it was actually awesome. It was actually one of the first times that I had a little birthday get-together with some of his friends and his family. Yeah. And it was pretty awesome. So we actually solidified our relationship, I would say.
You know what that means, right?
Whatever. Whatever.
I'm start using that.
He want to say smash, but whatever, right?
Hey, let's solidify tonight.
Solidify tonight, right? So we actually solidified our relationship on my birthday, which was July 14th. Obviously, you guys do know me, know that that's my birthday.
Trying to get deep or something, like.
No, not really. Okay, I mean, we can keep it surface level until another episode. But but anyway, when we moved in together, it was my first time in a long time living with someone other than my daughter, Damaris. So it was interesting to have someone in my space. But yeah, so we had to adjust to living together. I'll tell you, living together is a lot different than just dating.
Absolutely.
So how did you feel when we moved in together?
See, I lived with a female before, right? But I never lived with a female with a child. So it wasn't hard because everybody knows I'm a very nurturing person, and I know from dealing with females who had kids or a child in the past that kids come first, right? So my mom always told me, don't ever try to overstep your boundaries, and always put the child first no matter what. So I had that mindset since I was young. But anyway, just moving in, that whole process, it was a lot for me because I'm in a whole different state. Don't get me wrong, I mean, I traveled, in the military, but that's like temporary. That's by myself. Now I'm with someone. So, yeah, that was that. So, yeah, it was just different for me. But, I'm here today, so everything happened for a reason, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So for me, living together was interesting because, like I said, it was just me and my daughter for a long time after I got divorced. And so for me, it was more of now I have someone in my space. He is not by far not messy or anything like that, but when I came home from work, just having to have someone in my space, and for Damaris and I meal prepped a lot, and so we would eat the same meal for like 3 or 4 days. So now I have this new person in my house, you know, it's like I'm forced to prepare fresh meals every day.
She wasn't forced to, because I never don't make it seem like I'm like, hey, woman, cigarettes or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't like that.
You did not do that.
It wasn't like that. I didn't say anything, honestly. I just, like I said in the beginning, I was really quiet, so I kept to myself and just trying to pretty much observe and see how everything functions.
Yeah. So he didn't force me to cook. I think it was just I guess programmed from previous, right? Mm-hmm. Where I used to make, you know, 5 meals, different meals, you know, a week or whatever, and make sure his lunch was prepared. So I think I took some lead over from my first marriage into my new relationship. Mm-hmm. And so a lot of things that he didn't say that I needed to cook or I needed to, you know, do all this stuff. I just took it upon myself to, you know, continue to do those things even with him. So but it wasn't terrible. It was just an adjustment for myself and for my daughter. So, yeah, so he moved in with us. He moved from Florida all the way to Northern California. Mm-hmm. And, you know, initially when he moved across country, I actually gave him an ultimatum to move to California. I said, if you're not here by my birthday, then I'm done, basically. So
see, there go with being stubborn. Like, she used to get what she wanted. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. Like, what kind of, like, put yourself in my shoes. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're not here before my birthday, then we're done. I'm like, yo, what's wrong with shorty? Like,
yeah.
Chill.
I was a little bit crazy because, you know, I feel like in my previous marriage, I didn't really get what I wanted often. So now I'm in this new relationship, and so I programmed myself for the last, you know, 4 years or so of being single that the next time I get in a relationship, you know, I'm going to get what I want and I'm going to get what I deserve and whatever, first, right? So I'm going to put myself first. So essentially, when we got together, I, from the beginning, was like, I'm going to get what I want. And so if you're not here by my birthday, you can cancel Christmas on me, you know?
It's a lot of pressure.
A lot of pressure. And at that time, you know, I understand now, but at that time, I wasn't so concerned about, you know, that he was leaving, you know, his place where he was for the last, 7, 8 years?
Yeah, 7+.
Yeah, I wasn't concerned that he was leaving that place, that he was leaving a good job, that when he got to California, he did not have a job lined up. I wasn't concerned about any of that. All I was concerned about was, you're moving to California, and you're moving to California when I want you to move to California. So for me, it was selfish, definitely selfish. And we had a lot of struggles in the beginning because of my selfishness. But at that time, it was just like, you just need to get here ASAP. No questions, you know?
Yeah.
So before we got married, anything else you want to add about moving cross country? Okay.
Nope. It was a lot. That's it.
It was a lot. It was a lot for all of us. And then my daughter having to get used to, this was the first man that was in her, or since her father and I separated and got divorced. So it was an adjustment in and of itself as well, with her trying to adjust to another man being in her circle and being in her life. So it came with its challenges for sure. We'll definitely go a lot deeper in, you know, future episodes and things about the specific struggles that we had, you know, entering into a new relationship and, you know, whatever. But for the sake of now, we just want to kind of let you guys into a little bit. But we'll go deeper as time progresses and as we produce more episodes. But anyway, so how long did we date before we got married?
You're good with months. And
he always forgets. You see this. So. He always forgets. So essentially, we dated for about 3 years before we got married.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was about 3 years because we started dating in July of 2014. Okay. And we got married in August of 2017.
If you say so.
So, yeah, we dated for about 3 years before we actually got married. And he has a different story on how we got married. But my story is...
So let me hear your story. Because I'll tell you the real. Let me hear your side first.
So my side of the story is we were dating. Mm-hmm. We were living together. He was a part of my child's life. all the things were, we were doing all the things, as my grandmother would have said. He was getting the milk from the cow for free. So I, was like, look, I know you're getting the milk, and I know the milk is good. However, you're not going to be able to get the milk for free too much longer, basically. So you need to make a decision on what you want out of this.
That's what you said?
Yes.
So that's your side. Is there more?
That's it.
Okay. So let me tell you what really happened, right? So if we dating for 3 years, right? We dating. So me, she asked me, what are we doing? I'm like, we're chilling.
I wanted to know what we were doing.
We're chilling. Like, we enjoy each other's company.
We ain't friends.
We were friends. We are friends. We just, enjoy each other's company. And she didn't say it calm. So that's the way I was feeling. And she wasn't like, the way she said it, like, oh, my child's getting to know you. No. She was like, I need to make sure I set a good example for my daughter.
That's right.
So what we doing?
That's right.
So me, I'm like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm back against the wall. Like, okay.
I didn't pressure him, though.
What's the definition of pressure?
I didn't pressure you to marry me.
So you didn't was like, yo, we need to get married?
No, I said I need to set a good example for my daughter.
So what are we doing? Because we ain't shacking up no more.
That's right. Like.
But we've been shacking up for
we have been shacking up for 3 years. However, I no longer wanted to shack.
What's 2 more years?
2 more years?
Look, I've never been married before.
I understand that.
So marriage, don't get me wrong, I know marriage is a big deal to you, but yeah, like, marriage is serious. So I'm like,
marriage is definitely serious. However, I knew that if we were going to be together, we were not just going to be, again, you were not going to be getting the milk from the cow for free. So
you telling me from that period, you knew like, yo, I want to marry this guy. I want to be with this guy forever.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, you wasn't feeling like that?
I never said that. I'm just saying I didn't know you felt that way.
Oh. So. Now we see what's really.
No, I don't really think. I just
okay.
Like, oh, damn. Okay. Well, it was pressured.
I did not. Okay. Before we even move any further, I did not pressure him to marry me. I did not. Okay. I did not put a gun to your head and say, hey, you need to marry me or else. I did not do that. You had every opportunity to say, no, I don't think this is the right time. I don't think I'm ready, whatever the case. And then we could have pressed forward from there. You had every right to do that.
If I would have said something like that, come on now. You know how you are. It wouldn't have been a pretty picture. So
what would have happened?
Probably would have broke up or something. Or be mad at me for a long period of time. And I don't like when people be mad at me. So
you just got married because you didn't want me to be mad.
It was a good pressure because, like, I need to honestly make a decision. Like, I wasn't getting any younger. We're not getting any younger. And I needed to do something seriously. Like, I needed a change in my life. That's why one of the things, I moved out here. That's a big change. So I want another different change. I want to do something out of my element.
Oh, okay.
So it was pressure, but it was a good pressure. I give you that.
Okay.
You can deny it, but I put it in a positive way. It was a good pressure.
Okay. So good pressure. So I know us getting married, you say, with some level of pressure. Mm-hmm. So was there any pressure when you met my daughter for the first time?
No, as far as that goes, no, because I've dated girls with kids. So meeting another child was nothing for me. Kids love me, and once you get good with the child, you're good to go. You're golden. So it wasn't pressure at all.
Most times.
Well, for me, I always had to record meeting kids with a girl or guy. So yeah. It wasn't pressure at all.
Okay. Mm. Well, so who proposed?
See,
there was no proposal.
See, it wasn't like a proposal, as they would say, like in regular terms. It was like, you
what you trying to do? Basically, that's what it was. Like, there was no proposal. No one got down on one knee. Mm-hmm. So we basically just got up one morning and was like, hey, you trying to get married? It's like, yeah, I'm trying to get married, I guess.
I think it was a joke first, right?
Yes.
Okay.
It definitely was a joke.
It was a joke.
It definitely was a joke that actually turned into something serious. And so we actually went online. Like,
don't tell them where now. Just say Northern Cal. People be listening.
Okay, you're right.
To track us.
You're right. My bad.
Yeah.
So anyway, we got online and we looked up the we didn't realize that we had to make an appointment, and so we looked up the courthouse availability, and we saw that we had to make an appointment, which is why we ended up getting married the next day.
Oh yeah, okay. I
Yeah.
remember now.
So so we got married the next day, and we pretty much got up at like 6 a.m. and we went to the courthouse and got married and came back home, and I changed clothes and went to work.
Yeah, we actually sneaked out the house.
Yeah, we snuck out.
Yeah,
We snuck out before anybody got up, and we got back, and my daughter was being all super suspicious, like, where you guys coming from? And, you know, that's kind of how it was. That's kind of how we got married. So, like, $100 later, we were married.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, we did have breakfast before we came back. So, and then I went straight to work. So, that's kind of how it worked out. So, yeah, we got married in Northern California. And yeah, so I guess we could just move on to, you know, get a little deeper. So what attracts you most about me?
Initially, overall, or what?
Initially. I would say initially, and then we can kind of go to overall.
Honestly, your natural beauty.
Oh.
I can't, it's not I can't stand, but I won't mess with a woman who wears a lot of makeup.
Yeah.
So, because you never know what they're really hiding behind that. So I want to wake up in the morning and be like, okay, that's still you, instead of having all the makeup on my bed or on my clothes, whatever. So
that makes sense.
So your natural beauty is really attracted to me.
So have you ever like dated someone that wore a lot of makeup?
Dated? Honestly, I don't really date. I mess with females, you know what I'm saying?
You guys hear this, right?
We solidify and we just keep it moving.
Solidify. You know, so. There's that word again. Solidify. Okay.
But I would say, well, right, real talk, I think probably one, she wore makeup. It wasn't a lot of makeup, but it was makeup to the point that you can see it, like if she hug you type of vibes. Oh. But I was younger back then, so I didn't really care too much. I was just on my own thing. I really like that. But yeah, normally I mess with a girl that has natural beauty, and that's what attracted me to you first initially. Okay, that's cool. So I guess I'll say what attracted me to you initially was the voice. The cadence voice, like I talked about before, that was the initial attraction. And then, you know, of course, once we had our second time around of getting to know each other, I would say, you know, just how smooth you were. Like you didn't try really hard to, you know, be a certain way. You were just chill and relaxed in your own way. Right. And I think that really attracted me to you because you were just genuinely just relax and chill, right? And so for me, being a person that's not so chill all the time, that was like a good balance to my life, I think. Okay, so that's good to know that we know what attracted us to each other initially. And now. Which I don't really wear a lot of makeup now. Nothing against ladies that like to wear makeup in abundance or otherwise. Okay, so I guess we'll move on to, you know, something different. So who made the first move? What do you mean
move? I mean, who said I love you first? Was it me or was it you? I don't remember.
I know you was in Korea.
Okay.
I don't remember. I kind of remember. I remember I was walking around my house, and I remember I walked into my brother Dwayne's room. Just you know how people when they talk on the phone they walk everywhere, right? So I think I forgot exactly what I said. I think I possibly said it first. No, you didn't. No.
So I remember I was in Korea, and this was a night that my daughter was actually out visiting with some of her friends, and I was home alone. And of course, you guys know Korea time difference is like 12 to 13 hours depending on daylight saving time and otherwise, right? And so I was actually home alone, and I was sitting on the counter in my kitchen, and I was like, I think I'm starting to feel some type of way about you, but I don't really know what it is. Right. And so I was like, I don't know if I love you or if I really just feel really strongly about you. I don't know, but I think I'm falling in love with you.
It's probably because of the solidification that took place. 'Cause,
The solidification.
You know what I do.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Whatever. Whatever, right? Guys and trying to solidify something, right? But anyway, so yeah, I believe I was the one that said I love you first.
Was it like through text or email or like on the phone?
I think it was on the phone.
Oh, okay.
I think so.
I know you're shy. That's why I'm asking. Like,
I'm pretty sure it was on the phone.
So did I say it back or?
I think you said, "Yeah, I'm starting to feel a little something for you too."
That sounds right.
I don't think you specifically said "I love you." You said, "Yeah, I think I'm starting to feel a little something for you too." That's exactly what you said.
Wow.
So, yeah. Whatever.
My bad.
So since we're, talking solidification, since that's what we're calling it now.
Right, that's a new
What
word.
did you think about our first time solidifying things? Or what were your thoughts before we solidified? Like, did you think like your decision to be with me was contingent upon how it was gonna be, or what?
All right. I don't know. I mean, for me, of course, sex makes a big deal for me. Mm-hmm. So if it's trash, it depends how I feel that day. I might let you know. Yeah. It's trash, or if I'm in a really good mood, I probably just like disappear on you. So
that's harsh.
It'd be like that sometimes. It's whatever. I get over it.
Wow. Okay. Well, you didn't disappear, so it's
right. So
safe to say that it was okay.
Nah, it's home. It's home. It's home.
That is so funny.
It's home.
It's home. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, for me, I will say before we solidified things, I already had in my mind that if it's trash, I'm done. Like, I'm not gonna settle. Wow. For the simple fact that, as I said before, after my first marriage, I said, I'm going to get what I want, right? Okay. And so if it wasn't what I wanted, I wasn't going to sit there and settle for it just for the sake of saying, oh, we're married, or oh, we're in a relationship and we're going to make this thing work.
Someone looks couldn't carry me over?
No, absolutely not. If it wasn't good, I'm sorry. Like, I think you are very handsome and very attractive, but
no.
If it was trash, you would have known that it was trash.
Well,
yeah.
Good thing for me is that I always wasn't handsome, so I know I had to make up otherwise. So
you're funny though.
Yeah, that's what it was. Like from back in school, I wasn't the most handsome. I was straight, but I wasn't like you know what I'm saying, handsome. But so I made sure I was funny. I knew I was quick on my feet. I was charismatic, things of that nature. Yeah. So, and I didn't really have sex that much in high school. I did my thing.
Your mom was probably watching, so you.
Mine's he was at work. It's okay. He taught me about sex. It's cool. He taught me about how to protect myself. So, but yeah, so like those things carry over to when I was older. So when I finally found myself or got into my looks, whatever you want to say, I had the looks and I had the other qualities. So I was like, bet. So if that was in the back of your mind, it was in the back of my mind because I know I was gonna be good. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So. Well, again, I was very serious about if it was trash, I wasn't gonna hang around. So
I wasn't serious. Well, it was serious for me, but it wasn't that serious because I'm like, yo, she in Korea, so if it's trash, she just go back to Korea. You know what I mean? I just go about my thing.
Terrible. That's so terrible. Well,
but yeah,
So would you say that bad sex is a deal breaker?
Honestly, I would say yes. Some people are like, "Oh, you're so shallow," and it's more about the feelings. But me, I'm telling you, I'm shallow. So
he was very shallow when we first started dating.
I'm not as shallow as before, as when I was younger in the earlier years, but I still have that a little bit in me.
He was very shallow when we first started dating.
But it is a deal breaker because I want to be satisfied. I'm pretty sure my partner want to be satisfied as well too. Mm-hmm. That's why I always, whether you or in my past, always be out there like, yo, if I'm not doing something, please let me know what I'm not doing so I may improve on that.
Right. But, for me, I would say that it definitely is a deal breaker. Yeah. Yes. I mean, conversation is good, all that. And I'm not saying that it is the only thing that matters. Right. But when you're first starting a relationship or trying to, be in something with somebody, if it's trash, it is a deal breaker. I'm big on energy, as you know. So with energy, I think some mediocre sex is probably a little bit more acceptable when you have a certain level of energy. But if it's just like straight trash, I ain't trying to do that.
So let me ask you this. So say you with somebody, right? Like initially it's good. And then later on down the line it becomes trash. What happens then? What would you do?
Well, what would cause it to be trash later on down the line?
You just don't get that feeling no more.
Like the energy's gone, or it's just...
He's just trash. Like his stroke not the same anymore.
I mean,
maybe he shrunk a little bit or something.
That's a thing?
I don't know. I can't relate to that. You know what I'm saying? I can't relate to that.
Listen, I don't know.
I'm lit.
I mean, I don't know. For me, I guess, you know, at that point, when you've already put time and energy into this particular relationship, you've already invested in it, I think that might be a different case.
So it's not like you're settling.
Yeah, but I mean, early on when you first start dating somebody and you're trying to decide whether or not this is going to be your life partner or whatever, I think at that time, if it's trash, there's no settling.
Yeah,
right?
that's the initial.
But you know, we go through different stages and phases in our lives. So, you know, we get older. Us women, we have children. It's not the same. Your bodies are not the same after you've had children.
Right.
So in terms of libido and otherwise, you know, you go through those ebbs and flows of relationship, ebbs and flows of sex, all that different things. So I think those are things that you have to consider when you talking, you know, being in a serious long-term relationship. So I think with that, it might be a little bit more acceptable than it would be if you just jump out the gate and just be trash, right? So I think it just depends on, you know, the level of, the level of connection that you have and the understanding that you have. And I think as long as you communicate those different things to each other, I think it's not that bad.
So you would tell me if I'm like, I'm slipping?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely. A little bit more to the left.
Hey, do what you gotta do.
No, but seriously, I think that just kind of, it's just knowing your partner and being able to have open dialogue with your partner when something is off, right?
Right. I agree. Okay.
Yeah. So.
I could work with that.
Yeah. Well, I think we've kind of given quite a bit today. Or do you want to share more?
As far as our marriage goes?
Yeah. Anything else you want to talk about?
No, because they can mind their business. I mean, we cool and all, but we just met y'all. You know what I'm saying?
I know, we just met you guys, so you know, we'll share more later.
Yeah, definitely later, but not right now.
Not right now?
No, I don't know them, they don't know me. They don't need to know our ins and outs as of yet, no. So they can judge us.
Right. No. They're going to do that anyway, so.
True, but it's all good. Give them less judgment. You see what I'm saying?
No, I understand.
Let them wonder now.
No, I understand. I understand.
What's going on with them?
Yeah. Well, that was episode 1, which is our marriage chronicles. Of course, we didn't share a lot of in-depth information, but we did share what we thought was, you know, acceptable for you guys. Right. We said we were going to let you guys, you know, be guests into our marriage. We weren't going to let you stay. So with that, you know, we're going to...
Yeah, we're going to end it off. So tune in next time for the next segment. It may be another marriage chronicle, maybe a whole different thing. We just got to see what's going on when we get the feedback. But definitely stay tuned. Like and subscribe to our different platforms. And
so we're on YouTube at No Gray Area. You can find us under Gary and Kira Gray. That's Grey. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. And yeah, if you guys have any questions that you would want us to pose during our podcast, please feel free to let us know. You can email us at nograyarea20@gmail.com. That's nograyarea, gray, Grey, area 20@gmail.com.
Glad you remember that, 'cause I forgot.
I know you forgot it. But we're gonna sign off and
love yourself and love each other.
Bye, guys.
Bye.